Okay, so a small incident in the last video. I accidentally pushed pause when I was supposed to push record. So this is actually after the Viet Minh tactical move. So this is what it looks like. I moved up all these units here, and they're now ready to assault. And the same up here. I moved to encircle the French, basically cutting off their line of communication. They can't trace it through here because I have zone control in all these hexes here. So the French will have to try to get out or try to retake zone, line of communication. And of course I moved into the hex vacated by the artillery barrage. Okay, so now we get to the Viet Minh assault phase. And I think what I will do is, why don't I also assault this hex with one of these troops, just to inflict some extra losses here. Now note that these French units are actually not out of communication because they can trace it through these hexes. So if I for some reason don't take this hex, then if I do take this hex, then I actually take the strong point anyway. So that guy will assault here, and then this guy will assault here, and up here I won't actually do any assaults. Okay, so now I could do French reaction moves. So four French units can move up to 5 movement points. Now they cannot move in this step if they're adjacent to a Viet Minh unit. So these guys, the plan was that they would reinforce one of the battles here, and they would be not shaken because they would have been out of artillery range. Of course, this failed miserably because they are now adjacent to a Viet Minh unit. So they won't be able to do any reaction move. And I don't have anything else that I think I need to move up here. And it can all wait. These guys can't move either. So let's go on to place the French reaction barrages. Okay, so I think I will actually, because these guys are doing support, because they're in the same regiment as this assaulting unit, I can do a reaction barrage here, and this guy is actually not entrenched. So let's do an intensive reaction barrage on this guy. And I also want to use some ammo to do support barrage. Here, this hex, I think this is pretty much a lost hex, so I don't think I will actually do any reaction or support barrage there, just saving ammo. So that's 1, 2, 3 in these reaction and support barrages. Down to 39 ammo for the French. Okay, so now we have a reaction barrage. And so this, if you remember, the support barrages are just calculated into the normal defensive fire, whereas the reaction barrage is actually executed as a barrage. So we'll have -1 because it's reduced, and this is actually only for the step loss, not for the shock or for the shaken result. So -1 for that, and +2 because it's an intensive barrage, or +1 because it's intensive, and because it's not entrenched. So +2, -1 for the shock. So +2 for the loss, and in order to inflict a loss with the French barrage, you basically have to roll 5 or 6. So 3 or up, then there will be a step loss, and the morale of the unit is still 5. So in order to get above that with now only +1 because of the reduction, sorry, it's the opposite. For taking losses, you count a -1 because it's already reduced. So I will get a reduction if I roll 4, 5, or 6. And I will get a shaken result if I roll a 3, 4, 5, or 6. Because then I don't count the -1, so just +2. And of course it's a 2, so nothing happens. And then we'll just do the defensive fire. For the defensive fire, I do use support barrage, and there are no supporting units in the same hex, and there are no supporting units that can support because they're all shaken around here. So, and because the defending unit is shaken, the strength is, I got a -2 for that. So 7 -2, so that's 5. And I do use support barrage, so I get +1. So that's up to 6 then. And I do roll below that, so we get a +1 on the effect I roll later. And the target morale is 5 for the Viet Minh. And we do use support barrage, so we get to roll on. Sorry, so we get to roll on this table here. We get a 6. And that is actually a loss and abort result. So the Viet Minh assault is aborted, and they take an extra step loss. Now, because this unit is already reduced, you place a cadre mark like that. So now that means that this unit, if it takes another step loss, it will be eliminated. Okay, so that was that battle, and in the defensive fire here we have an artillery. So an artillery unit can defend if it's alone, then it has a strength value of 2, but if it's reduced, it has a strength value of 1. So it will have 1, -2 because it's shaken, no support from anything. We didn't use support barrage, so it will definitely be hard to roll below that. Let's see how much we roll above. We roll more than 5 above, so we get a -2 on the actual effect. We did not use support barrage, so we're going to look at this one, and we are looking to hurt a Viet Minh unit that has morale 5. So -2 on this. So 2, that's the step loss on the Viet Minh unit. And so they take a step loss. Oh, actually they were charging across wire. No, they weren't, because I had a wire breach there. Okay, so now we actually do the assaults. There's only one assault left. And this guy has 1 supporting unit over here. So it's 7, 8, -2 because the French unit is entrenched. So we're down to 6. And let's see what we get. We get a, oh, where was this guy? We get 11. Wow, okay, so that's actually not very good. So that is, what did I say that the attack was? It was 7, 8 minus 2, so it was down to 6. So it's actually 5 above. 5 or more above. So it's minus 2 on the effector roll on this little artillery unit. The defendant unit is shaken. And the morale of the unit is 4, if I remember. It is 4, yes. So we're rolling on this table with minus 2 on the normal attack. No hesitation or surprise. So it's actually down to a 1. So that's a no effect on that assault. Wow. They did not take the strong point. And now we can remove